许多粉丝评论留言喜欢看老米的下场心得。这期我们继续。大家好，欢迎观看这一期的源理高尔夫。这是一个短五杆洞。
Just after about 310 yards or so, there's a hill. And if I can get the ball hot and running, I can sometimes get it down that hill and get it running and pick up another 30, 40 yards. So I'm going to try to do that. And the way I'm going to do that is by hitting a draw, because we're slightly into the wind, and the less spin of a draw and the fact that the hole shapes left to right, I can maybe, if I hit it really good, get it working down the hill and have a shorter shot in. So what I need to do is get the spin off of it. So I want to get the spin down below 2200, and the way to do that is a good release. Like a draw is going to spin it less. So I'm going to try to stay behind it and let it release. By that I mean I don't want my head moving forward. I want to stay behind it, let the club release. Let's see if I can hit a hot draw and get it down there.
先暂停一下，老米在击球前一共干了3件事情。第一，先分析球道，找出最适合的距离和弹道。第二，加强对这个弹道的想象。第三，根据球路找出自己挥杆时需要注意的要点。这个过程是固定的，从客观的数据变成挥杆的感觉。
Okay, nailed it. I'm just taking a moment to admire it. I got the spin down to 2083. I didn't have to hit it too hard, but by getting that flat flight and having 2083 under 2200, there's a good chance that ball is going to tumble down this fairway.
这杆打得不错，要表扬自己一下，加深右脑的记忆。
Nicely. So I'm right here.
为什么说高尔夫是两耳之间的运动？因为它需要在任何情况下都驾驭好自己的情绪，冷静客观地分析面对的下一杆。
By the cart path. For my second, I made it halfway down. You can see a little bit of hill there. Didn't get it down to the bottom, but still a really good shot. So I got halfway down the hill, which is great. I only have 200 actual, but I have 188 to the hole. Now, it's downhill, which means it's 12 yards downhill. I also have wind in. Now, I don't know if you know this or think about it a lot, but when you have a shot that's downhill, the ball's in the air a lot longer. So the wind is going to affect it, not just what your normal expectation is, but 1.6 times that. So over 200 yards, this ball is going to be affected by the wind about 18 yards normally. I got to add about another 9 or 10 to it. That means I'm looking at 28 yards of hurt on a 188 downhill, so it's going to be 216, kind of the number that I'm looking at, and there's a little bit of a slope behind that will bring it back. However, if I go too far, now I've got that slope bringing it down to the hole, and it's fast. So I actually want to be a little bit under the hole. I can take a 5-iron and get about I can normally hit at 215, which would be perfect, be right on that number. However, because I have a downhill lie and it's going to be flighted lower, the wind will affect it a little bit less. So I've got a 5-iron. I'm going to get my quad, and I'm looking actually to target about 207 or 8. But when we have a downhill lie, the tendency is to kind of get ahead of it a little bit and slide ahead of it, leading to a slight push. So I'm going to try to really stay steady on my backswing and almost feel like I'm pushing back to stay centered a little bit more than normal. And I'm just going to hit like a little line drive using the slope to help keep this ball down and not really having to fight it. All right, let me get focused here.
又是一个完美的击球前流程，从各种复杂的数据收集和分析，转换成挥杆时需要注意的某一个感觉。
Okay, so that is just a laser right on it.
注意，这里老米出现了失误，打大了一点。我们来看他在想什么。
I misjudged a few things because I hit 200 on the machine because it was so low. But that ball was so flat, it went right through the wind and went over the green. So I had 188 hole, and that ball, I hit 200 on the machine, that ball went 200 in the air. So the wind did not affect that at all. That's just talent.
不要责备自己，客观冷静地分析刚刚的原因。失误球的出现分析得好，是一次非常重要的成长经验。如果这个时候陷入负面的情绪，不光不能获得经验，还会在后面的击球影响到自己。我说的不光是这一场球，情绪释放的越浓烈，影响的时间越长，甚至是一辈子。
That's all that is. I don't even know what to say about that because I hit 200. We were trying to even target more, but it came in so flat. We're now past the hole, which was I was actually trying to prevent. But I'm okay with the wedge. And this should be able to, if I hit a nice touch, it should be enough to stop it right around the hole. Like, I don't think it's going to be racing by, but I have to just barely drop it on top of this ridge. So I want the ball to almost stop right around here. So I'm not really looking too much, at the hole. I'm just looking at that mark.
注意，老米准备切球时并没有看向球洞，而是落点的位置，而且落点的位置并没有 mark， 是他在脑海和眼睛中具象化了一个 marker 在落点上。
I'm going to go back to the stance, open the face, trying to get it to stop softly right around that mark. So you can see back of the stance, face is open, and I just want to fly just on, just like that. Okay? Now just high of that mark, here he is, kind of dying by that old hole, trickling on down. Okay. It was a sensitive little shot, so I'll take that. I wish I had given myself an eagle opportunity, but honestly, I can't fault myself because I hit the shot exactly how I wanted to back in the fairway. And sometimes it just doesn't, work out always as planned. On these short ones, what I find for me personally is sometimes if the weight in my feet move from my toe to my heel, my body starts oscillating and that affects my stroke. So I try to get my pressure in my feet so that I'm very stable. So I'm putting pressure into my feet, into the ball of my front foot and the heel of my back, almost creating a hook. So now I'm really stable so that my body doesn't move because I don't want to be oscillating here. So I'm very stable here. And then I just take the putter and go right down the target line to knock those in, trying to stay as stable as I can. That to me is the biggest thing on the short putts, is that keeping my weight and pressure my feet still so that I don't move back and forth, which affects which way the putter swings.
五杆洞打鸟结束，老米对第二杆不是很满意，但是也都是在冷静和客观的分析。好的挥杆动作只是高尔夫的一部分，原理高尔夫，高尔夫原来如此。我们下期见。